Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to Q&A Thursday. Today's question comes from Katia in Brisbane, and it is, why am I so tired since I hit my 40s and peri? And this is such a common occurrence. It's actually one of the reasons why I developed my supplement Energy Glow NR, because of the fatigue that was constantly being presented to me in clinic, and really because I've experienced it myself. And there are a number of really specific reasons why this happens in perimenopause. So there's actually, well, where to start? Hormones. Let's start with hormones. Okay. So during perimenopause, of course, as we know, we get this loss of progesterone. And what happens with estrogen is that it kind of surges. We have a great hit of estrogen and then it drops away. So, and just overall, the ovaries aren't producing as much estrogen. And our hormones are actually interlinked with other hormones. Our sex hormones are interlinked with other hormones in the body. So if we're having depletion of estrogen and progesterone, that's going to impact other hormones, such as our adrenal hormones, cortisol in particular, and thyroid hormones. And these hormones regulate cellular energy in the body. And when they're getting impacted, then it really can make you feel fatigued. So that's probably the quick explanation of why. Also, there are just other knock-on effects of these hormonal fluctuations. I think we're all familiar with the insomnia that can happen with both the lower progesterone and also the increased heat that often happens at night, whether that's hot flushes or night sweats, or if you're lucky enough to get both of those, that can really interrupt sleep. Also, increased stress. So this can happen. We often see increased stress and anxiety when that progesterone drops because of something called HPA axis destabilization, which sounds like a lot, but it's essentially the impact of progesterone on your stress response. Our brain loves progesterone. It's very calming for the brain. So when that drops away, it can increase feelings of anxiety and stress. Plus also there can be external factors, external stressors, such as, often women are at the peak of their careers in their 40s and 50s. So there's work-related stress. There can be family-related stress. A lot of women at that age are living with teenagers. Many are living with toddlers. And plus there's aging parents to look after. All sorts of external stressors can happen at that time of life without having the hormonal influence as well. Also, nutrition, I think, has to get a mention here. Because of the external stressors, life can be very, very busy. And when life is busy, of course, we're all looking for shortcuts. And so that can be things such as packaged foods, even if it's as simple as using a packaged sauce on your meal. They are often containing numbers, preservatives, other additives. So make sure if you are using packaged sauces, I don't want to say brand names, but you probably know what I mean. Just have a look at the label and look and see if you can recognize all of the ingredients, or are there numbers, etc. on that packet, on that label. So check that out. Often we certainly have seen the rise of the food delivery service. So even if you're thinking, oh, I'm not having packaged foods, I'm getting restaurant foods or that kind of thing on our food delivery service because of the convenience, they will put extra amounts of sugar, salt, etc. to make the food taste good. And that can have problems in terms of your fatigue levels, whether it's because of the insulin glucose imbalance. If you're having that extra sugar, that can definitely cause fatigue, or whether it's just having high carbs, low protein, that can cause fatigue for many people as well. So if you're looking at food delivery services and takeaway foods, really have a think about how you can perhaps batch cook so that you've always got frozen meals that have been homemade in the freezer that are going to have way less of those ingredients that cause problems in our minds and in our bodies and can lead to fatigue. So that's the causes of fatigue in perimenopause. Obviously, if you're carrying extra weight, there may be something like sleep apnea going on. So that's something to obviously be wary of as well. If you're not sleeping well and you are carrying some extra weight, it might be worth having a chat to your healthcare professional. Perhaps you need sleep studies and have sleep apnea ruled out. It is a pretty serious condition. So if you have that, or suspect you might have that, then you definitely need to get that checked out. But that's definitely a cause of fatigue because you're going to be constantly being woken up, even if you're not aware that you're being woken up. If you're not getting your full 7 to 8 hours of sleep with that good sleep structure where it's uninterrupted sleep, then you can have those effects of fatigue. If you're finding that you can sleep for 9 or 10 hours and you're still waking really unrefreshed and feeling really fatigued, again, maybe check in, make sure your iron is okay. If you have gut issues, perhaps you're not absorbing all of your nutrients. So there's also a whole bunch of other reasons why you might have fatigue, but specifically for perimenopause, it tends to be hormones, the insomnia, the stress, and the nutrition. So getting on top of all of those things, and there's many, many different ways to do it. It's probably not for the place of this particular episode because this is a Q&A, which is short. But if you have any questions about that, please let me know and I will do a longer episode on this. But, this is when hydration is really important, looking at what you're eating, having a good sleep routine, maybe looking at some supplementation, whether it's herbal medicines to help you sleep, maybe using some lavender oil. You can pop some on your temples or use an infuser, or it's really nice even to just pop a few drops of lavender oil in the bottom of the shower, just that will steam up. So if you have a shower before bed, that can be really nice. Staying away from screens, of course, and other supplements that can help. Maybe some adaptogens might be, if you're feeling really stressed, adaptogens are fantastic. B vitamins are fantastic. If you're looking at a combination supplement, Energy Glow NR I developed it specifically for fatigue and stress, and it's got all the added benefits of liver detoxification and collagen, supporting collagen production, and so many other things. It's also really good for supporting the thyroid. So you can check that out at theglowprotocol.com.au. But I think I've probably covered what I wanted to for this question. So thank you so much, Katia. If you have any further questions, please let me know. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, please make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts, or the follow button if you're on Spotify, so that you can get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't, then head over to susiegarden.com and grab my 8 essential age-defying secrets every woman over 40 should know right now. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.